The Portuguese Hunter and the Challenge of Caipora. Long ago, in a time when the boundaries between the human world and the spiritual realm were more delicate, there lived a fearless hunter from Portugal named Antonio Bastos. He was renowned for his unmatched skill in tracking and hunting the wildest creatures of the European forests. However, his fame spread beyond the seas, reaching Brazil, where vast lush jungles concealed mysteries and legends. Driven by the ambition to conquer unexplored territories and hunt exotic creatures, Antonio decided to journey to Brazil, where he had some relatives. Rumors about the vast and teeming lands fascinated him, and he embarked on a journey into the unknown. Upon arriving in the Brazilian jungle, Antonio met local inhabitants who told him of a powerful legend, the Caipora, a guardian of the forest who protected animals and punished those who hunted them recklessly. They warned him not to hunt in the lands protected by the Caipora, but Antonio, skeptical, ignored the warnings, convinced that popular superstition wouldn't deter him. Days turned into weeks, and Antonio ventured deeper into the forest, leaving behind the safety of familiar trails. He tracked and captured exotic animals, displaying trophies from his daring hunts. However, what began as a triumphant pursuit soon turned into a series of mysterious events. His traps were sabotaged during the night, and his trophies vanished mysteriously. Antonio heard distant laughter echoing among the trees, an unsettling sound that followed him wherever he went. Nonetheless, he refused to acknowledge the existence of the Caipora, attributing these incidents to mere coincidences. One night, while camped near a creek, Antonio saw a slender, shadowy figure moving among the trees. A shiver ran down his spine, and he cautiously followed the figure. As the moon shone through the treetops, the figure revealed itself to be a small yet strong creature with red hair and sparkling eyes. The Caipora had revealed itself to Antonio, with a gaze of warning and disapproval. The creature spoke with a voice echoing the wisdom of ages, admonishing Antonio for ignoring the warnings and hunting indiscriminately in its protected lands. The Caipora warned that if he did not stop immediately, he would face dire consequences. Despite the words of the Caipora, Antonio was unwilling to give up. He believed that the courage and cunning that had elevated him in his homeland would be enough to face any challenge, even a mystical legend. The following days brought torment. Creek waters turned murky, forests echoed with malevolent laughter, and animals fled from him, as if warned, before becoming his prey. Antonio realized too late that he was defying a force much greater than he could comprehend. Finally, on a dark and stormy night, the Caipora appeared once again before Antonio. This time, there were no words of warning. The creature, with its sparkling eyes, launched itself at Antonio. He barely had time to try to defend himself before he was ruthlessly beaten by the Caipora with incredible speed, making it impossible for the hunter to evade any blows. All that was left for Antonio was to attempt to flee, but he was mercilessly pummeled by the creature. At one point, the Caipora sank its teeth into the hunter's back, eliciting a scream of horror that even startled birds into flight in the darkness. They say the scream was heard even in the village where Antonio's relatives lived. The next morning, relatives and friends, frightened, set out in search of the hunter. But when they reached a certain point in the forest, in a clearing, they found only Antonio's clothes amidst bloodstains on the ground. The hunter who had dared to challenge the unknown was never seen again. The tale of the Portuguese hunter and the Caipora persisted in villages and cities, an eternal reminder of the importance of respecting the boundaries of nature and the legends that protect it. And so, the forest continued to harbor mysteries and wonders, carefully preserved by the invisible hands of the guardian who watched over it.